Tom MacDonald had her farm. Hi-ho, shopping too.
You know my squad. You know my squad. I said now ain't nobody messing with my squad. You know my squad. You know my squad.
Subscribe Squad is another day, it's another dollar. It's time for another freaking reaction because that is what we do. You look at me and I look at you. You look at me and I look at you. That is what we do. Now, before we go ahead and react to some Tom MacDonald, I need you to do me a favor, the like button, sub button, bell button, because you can ring my bell. Ring my bell, my bell. Ring, ring, ring. I mean, every single time, literally every single time I drop a new video, now that subscribe squad, we have this go. We're trying to get to 80K subs because we made it to 70K subs. That part. This one is called Fake Woke. Let's go.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls.
Literally. That part. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to
Literally, that part. That freaking part.
purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew
that part. That was a bar. That was for sure a bar.
See the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his
that part, like, why is that a bad thing? Like, why?
Or he stays home, has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name, when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to
Okay, I disagree on that statement. I really do. I think that the name, if you look at the way that it was chosen, now mind you, I think that the reason why it was chosen was because in those particular situations that ignited that name, we felt as black people as our lives didn't matter in those particular situations. Now, I think that the media has taken that particular name and turned it into something that it is not, in the sense that it should be just a bigger movement of equality and into socioeconomic equality and racism, etc. I think that the name now is just getting attached to so many other issues, and they're just grouping it all into BLM. And I feel like there's a lot of individual separate issues going on. And so, you know, that could be partially how it was organized. There could be that. And also the media plays a role in it. But I think that if you look at the initiation as far as, you know, why people attach themselves to that particular wording, it does make sense in those situations. Let's put it that way.
Spend Thanksgiving Day with food in my family, without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first.
See, I feel like defund the police was a slogan that probably should have been changed. That's what caught on. And if you really look at at people who are quote unquote a part of that movement, we're talking about like not just people who are online saying that, but if you look at people who are really like trying to systematically change things, I think the better word would have been reorganize the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? Reorganize. Certain funds in certain areas should be used towards actually helping people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just escalating every situation. Because there's, you know, multiple states right now where they're actually using that money to like really help like homelessness. They're using that money for creating a program where in mental health situations they have actual mental health specialists that respond. And in fact, that's actually helping police so that police could be more specified to responding to things that need that sort of escalation, like violent instances. But every instance does not need the police to be called. Big facts. We need, you know, actual community services that are able to respond appropriately. That part. Whole other conversation. This is why I love Tom, though. I have great conversations with him through my computer screen.
All the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase. But you and I cannot afford it, our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill, when the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety, I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone.
See, true feminism, in my opinion, is the equality of all the sexes. So, in my opinion, that means that I'm no less than a man. You know what I'm saying? He is no less than me. I feel like there are certain... And there's feminists like, oh, we don't need men, blah, blah, blah. I'm not that person. I feel like we're both created equally. But at the same time, men have certain skills, you know what I'm saying, that are of their advantage that they could do differently. I'll say differently, sometimes better than females. Same thing as females. We have certain skills that we can do, you know what I'm saying, that are different. Sometimes better. That makes us no less. You know what I'm saying? That makes us no greater. We are all equal, and I feel like we need to co-work together. But, you know, I see from a female perspective, you know, just based off of my own experiences, people writing you off just because you're a female. That is a real thing. Being paid less just because you're a female, that in the same position with the same qualifications, that is a real thing. People, like, that part, that really does happen. Double standards as far as over sexuality, that is a real thing. Like, it is a real thing, and there are real issues to address. But at the same time, hating men is not the solution to that. We need to work with men. We need to educate men. And I think through education, through conversations, through activism, we can all get someplace. And that's not just for feminism. That's for ending racism. People who say racism doesn't exist, bro. What planet are you living on? It really exists. It is a real thing. Does that mean just because racism exists, you use that as an excuse not to chase after, not to work, not to go after for what it is that you want? No, we acknowledge it. We try to change it. And at the same time, yes, it's we as black people have to understand it's probably going to be a little harder in certain circumstances. It just is. But we still try to fix it. I'm not saying not try to fix it, but I'm saying don't let that be an excuse to stop you from getting to where it is. This is why I love Tom. Man, I'm on a rant. Let me get back to the music.
But these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right. so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Dope. This is what we love to tell them. Always thought-provoking, you know, starts a conversation. This definitely doesn't disappoint at all. So many things. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he says, but I do respect his opinion, and I'm happy that he's here sharing it. Let us know what else we're going to react to on the channel. Real talk. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the sub button. Hit the bell button. Check out that Tom MacDonald reactions playlist we got on the channel. And I will see you next time.